Liars, extortionists, cheats, rebels. These are all names which we give police officers. But why do we call them these things? And why do we have such a negative view about police officers when they're the ones that are out there on the line, putting their lives at stake so that they can protect us? Hi, my name is Landon Christensen, and today I'd like to inform you of these common misconceptions which we have about police officers. I have 3 points which I'd love to give to you today. The first one being is that police officers are smug and that they don't really understand the common person. In other words, police officer condescension. Let's think about this. Why do we think that police officers are smug and that they don't care about your average everyday human being? One of these experiences may result from the fact that we get speeding tickets or any other kind of fines. I know that, for example, in BYU, Idaho, that we frequently have to deal with fines from parking in the wrong places. And this is something which I would love to address with you today. I have a father-in-law. His name is Jeff Edwards, and he works for the Bonneville County Sheriff's Department. And he has has talked to me about many experiences which he's had with people. One of them resulted when I was in a ride along with him. While I was waiting for him to come back after giving a person a ticket, he I saw that he was smiling at the person he was giving the ticket to, and he had a very understanding look in his face from my perspective. When he came back to the vehicle, he told me that over 90% of the people that he encounters actually thank him for the service which he's done, because he says that number one, he's not a jerk, and number two, he offers them the best service that he can. However, he has had experiences where people have told him about how awful they think he is and that he's misusing his authority and not using it the right way. This can be a common misconception which we have about police officers, because they're truly out there to serve us. It's not a matter of misusing authority or the law for personal gain. It's actually because they're out there serving their fellow beings and making sure that we're not going too fast so that we harm others in the process of driving. The second point that I want to bring up today is the psychology of the police officer. Every single day, police officers are being exposed to events which the majority of us will never even be exposed to in our entire lives. Everything from horrific car crashes, gang fights, to just simply being that negative voice that they heard for the day. Police officers are constantly exposed to people that don't enjoy their presence, that would rather that they hadn't even met that police officer in the first place. Because of this, police officers are weighed down with multiple experiences which are hard to deal with. I've mentioned Jeff Edwards, and here's one story which he had to deal with. One day while directing traffic, Jeff had to deal with something that has impacted his life for as long as he's been alive. This has been something that he's had to really have to struggle with. While directing traffic, he was hit by a car. He says he doesn't remember the majority of the car accident. However, what he does remember is being surrounded by people and being in an immense amount of pain. Several of his bones were broken after being hit by the car, and people said that he flew even so high that it went over the traffic light. And He's created a motto out of this, which is called "Don't sweat the small stuff." And he's even told this to me and my wife, which is his daughter, to not sweat the small stuff when we go through challenges. And this is what truly speaks to me, that officers such as Jeff and like Jeff are truly out there to help us, and they're enduring much adversity. And this leads me to my third point, which is that police officers are oftentimes the victims, while others are the ones inflicting pain. Now let me clarify on this, which is my third point. Um, that we commonly see police officers as these bullies. Um, there has been many controversies regarding their actions, especially with minority groups. And I'm not here to declare today that there aren't bad cops. I'm sure there are bad cops who misuse their authority. There's no doubt about this. However, a recent study in ProQuest, which I researched recently, indicated that the majority of violence surrounding cops are actually happening towards the police officers rather than those that they deal with. In fact, according to the information I've gathered from Jeff Edwards, he's told me that he's never had to use his gun in his entire career. He may have had to point it on occasion, but he's never had to use it. And that's because police officers use violence as a last case scenario, and it's only used to defend themselves. In conclusion, I would like to tell you today that police officers are here for the greater good. We should be grateful for their service instead of scowling every time we see a police officer pass by us. Instead, I would like to extend an invitation. Thank a police officer today. Thank you.